have to identify you are with the right person. And we may not be able to say everything, but we may at least say one or two things that you can pick from this. And to this person that I'm going to bring out, I've known her for 10 years, over 10 years. She's exceptionally beautiful. She's exceptionally bold. She's exceptionally brilliant. How do you know I'm calling you? She's my woman crush every day. Yeah, she's the wife of my youth. I love you, baby. I was gonna kiss you, even though your mom is here, but it's okay. It's allowed, right? You are married, right? Come have a seat here. Okay. So, and this is the first time I'm doing this. This is the first time that my wife and I will be in front of audience and we have conversation about our relationship, about our journey. So, okay. This is the first time we have conversation about our journey. And the first time I told her this, it was like, nah, I don't want to come out and talk. I don't like talking. I'm just going to be behind the scene and you go run everything. I said, babe, let's just have conversation. It's just a conversation. So babe, just relax, okay? So how did we meet?
We met in college. Well, I was in college and you were out. We met over the phone through a friend, actually. You had called to invite that friend to a party of yours that you were having, and she was at my apartment, and I was singing in the background. And you're like, oh, who is your friend singing in the background? Let me speak with her. And then that's how we talked.
Okay. And you guys know sometimes the story from the guy will be different from the story from the girl. Okay. So, but at this time, it's 100% checked. It's 100% checked. So we did meet through a mutual friend, your friend, and I was talking to that girl on the phone, and then I heard this beautiful voice in the background, and I said, "Put your friend on the phone. That's what I want to talk to." And then she got on the phone, and she didn't give me her number. I asked for her number. She didn't give it to me. But she took my number. And where did you put my number?
I put your number in my Bible.
But you didn't know of what you were doing. You were not conscious of it.
Right. I found out years later.
And how did you find out? What led to that?
So this was maybe 4 years after our friendship. So we were friends for a while before he asked me out 3 times, and I said no. But then I started to, the person I saw in him at that time is not my list of who I wanted in a husband. And a lot of them were vain, like his last name was too long. I wanted a taller guy, just some things.
I'm tall in other areas, so that's okay.
Oh my God. Just some things that I had listed. So he wasn't fitting that picture, that list perfectly. But then I was in college. He's 4 years older than me. So, we were evolving, we were growing. And at this time, when he's now, asking, can we be in a relationship, he's a completely different person than I met 4 years prior. So that's when I started to pray about it and closely observe who I was dealing with. And I refused to move the status to anything other than friendship, because I really wanted him to be himself, really wanted to know what I was getting into. I saw the crazy parts. I saw him, the real him, the real him that wasn't trying to be with me. And that's who I was looking for, to know that, okay, the worst case scenario, if this is the man that I do marry, how will it play out? So when I started to pray, I asked God for specific signs to show me in the ways that I was comfortable with, in my comfort zone. And one of the signs that I had asked for was that revelation of his phone number. Now we've been talking for years, and all of a sudden, this is the same Bible I read every day, and I just flipped, to a chapter one day, and the phone number that I wrote years prior was sitting there, and I don't know. Like again, I read this Bible every single day. I took it to church every Sunday. But it was just that when I was ready to commit to Him and just asking God for confirmation. I mean, I had a series of confirmation, and that happened to be one of them.
Wow. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit because what you got to is very deep. Before that, we went on a date.
Yes.
The first date, where did we go?
Went to Dennis, and when we got to Dennis, he's like, "You're my wife." I was like, block his number. Like, this guy is crazy. And I didn't pick up his phone call for the next 6 months. Like, how do we go on a first date and you're like, "You're my wife"? Like, dude, you're creepy. In addition to that, he was a party promoter. Like, that's not who my husband is. Like, how am I going to tell my father, I'm getting married? Okay, what does he do? He throws party in Baltimore. And my dad is at that time, I'm not sure if he was a pastor yet, but he raised me in the ways of the Lord. And that's just not going to pass. And I said earlier that he wasn't what I was looking for. He didn't represent anything that looked like what my husband would be. And I did know that I didn't want to end up with like a pastor's son, or like I knew what I didn't want and I knew what I wanted. He didn't fit in any of the criteria. But yeah, so at Dennis, he was like, "Oh, you're gonna be my wife," and I was like, "All right, let me just get home safely and so I can block your number." And then he'd asked me to dance with him. A music was playing. I can't remember the music that was playing. He's like, "Will you stand and dance with me at Dennis?"
So it's quite interesting, and I'm asking these questions because I'm trying to bring some things out and reveal some things that when I did like reverse engineering, I kind of understand how you can identify if you are with the right person. See, for me, I've never been comfortable with a woman and be myself like that. Those two things that I asked her, I've never asked any woman that. As a matter of fact, I was not conscious of what I was saying. I was not conscious of it. So, somebody that is your right fit, when the Bible says Adam and Eve were both naked and they were not ashamed, you're naked, you're vulnerable, you just showing yourself. You're not conscious, you're not premeditating anything. So I was myself with her. And to look back, it's like, yeah, that's one sign that is that person. Because you don't hold back. And then I revealed so much about my lifestyle. And at that time, like, okay, party promoter, I had some girls around. That's just what it is. I wasn't trying to lie about it. Like, okay, if you're going to ride with me, ride with me. You're not going to ride with me, don't ride with me. But she didn't like that lifestyle. And at one point in time, she had to say, dude, you're either going to choose your party lifestyle and the girls, or you're going to choose me. And I had to make that decision, to make that sacrifice and say, look, I want to be with somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with. I'm not going to be a party promoter for life. Why do I want to be spending time with all these ladies? Let me spend one time and forever with the lady that I truly love. So I made that sacrifice eventually to say, this is the person that I want to get married to. And you can actually hear more on that on my TED Talk because I spoke about that. Now, let's talk. So I've shared my sign, one of the signs that you are the person. And then you were telling them about one sign that you saw because you asked God to after 4 years of 5 years of dating and all that, okay, is this guy really the guy? And then God led you to a phone number that she took 4 years ago. And she kept in the Bible. And it's the same Bible she's been taking to church and reading from, and never saw that phone number for 4 years until she asked God, show me the sign, and God revealed that, right? What are that signs?
I mean, because I kept doubting, and just like he said, when I told him, you have to choose me or your lifestyle, and he chose me, it was too quick for me. It was like, okay, is this temporary? Would he, after we get married? Because he really wanted to get married. And I was young. I'm like, why the rush? Why the hurry? And why the change? Why are you willing to depart from who you've known, the skin you've been in for all your, your college years? Why are you willing to give all that up just for me? So it just seemed all of it too sudden. So I just kept doubting, kept asking God, one more. Okay, I just need one more proof. Another proof that I got. So he usually calls. He would wake up on his way. He never would call me. Like, he would just wake up, get to work. I think I'll call you around lunchtime or whatever the case may be, or maybe on your way back from work. So I told God that I wanted him to call me. I wanted to be on his mind at an odd time. And that's weird, right? But that was just something, I wanted something just off, something that it won't be like, okay, was that it or was that I wanted a precise evidence. So I told God, I want this guy to call me at a very odd time. And I believe the next day, he called me around 5 a.m. And I'm not usually even up at 5 a.m., and he called. And I'm like, okay. And this guy has never called me at anything. He calls me around 6 p.m. on his way back from work. So I'm like, okay. And just, getting to my parents, introducing him to my parents at that point, things just kind of, fell in place. No one questioned him. No, the hurdles that I felt I was going to get to, maybe I even, thought of stories. If somebody asked this question, this is going to be my response. It was none of that. Because God was truly involved, and he was really the right one.
Wow. 2 signs. The number in the Bible, me calling you at a hard time. For me, we're already almost engaged. We're almost getting there. We're not engaged yet, but we're almost getting there. And all this while, I'm thinking to myself, I think she's the one. She goes to church, parents together. She got goals. She's ambitious. She does some things. She does dancing in the church. I mean, these are the things that I want. But I'm still not 100% sure. Because I had other girls that I'm like, how can she be the one? Can it be all these other girls? So I was confused. And then I spoke to God. I said, God, show me a sign. Who the person is, who the right person is, who the right person that you have for me. So I slept and I had this dream. And in this dream, I was in a classroom. And as soon as that classroom was empty, and as soon as I got into that classroom, she just came up and she said, you need to leave this classroom right now. And I was trying to ask her questions like, what are you talking about, leave the classroom? But she's like, you need to leave this classroom right now. And as soon as I left the classroom with her, that classroom blew up. It was as if somebody planted a bomb there And she came and said, you need to leave right now. And as soon as I heeded to what she said, that classroom blew up in flame. And I woke up and I was like, God, what does this mean? And God was trying to explain. You need a helpmate? That is someone that's going to get you out from your trouble. That's going to be your helpmate. That's your helper. That's your helper. And like I said, I had other girls that I was thinking about, but God only showed her in that picture. Why am I referencing that? The reason I'm referencing that is like people ask me questions almost all the time. How do I tell if this is the right person? Like idea physical things to look for. And I said, yeah, there might be some physical, because you might have some atheists and you might have some people that they don't believe in God, and they get married and they may get lucky and get married to the right person. But I said, for me, because I'm a Christian, I don't just go by the physical or by what I think if this person is checking the criteria, because I had other girls that checked the criteria. So how come they weren't the one? So to me, it has to be God, because God has created that person for you. You see, God does not choose for you. I want you to understand this. God does not choose for you, but God can identify the person for you. Only you got to choose if I want this person or not. Just like God revealed that that's your soulmate, I might have decided and said, no, I don't want her. I want somebody else. So God doesn't choose, but God can reveal the person that He has for you, that He has ordained from heaven for you. So my advice to anybody is, don't look at your own criteria, because anybody can match that criteria. So what does God say about this person? And a lot of young people don't want to talk to God because they feel like it might take a long process, and it might take a long process, but it's better because it will save you from a lot of headache and pain and trauma, whatever it is. I came to this realization 2 or 3 days ago. I said, working with God is difficult. I'm telling you. It's so difficult, and it's challenging because it can take a long time to hear from God, and sometimes it may not take a long time because God does whatever He wants to do at His own time, because our time and His time is different. But the reward is going to favor you. The reward is going to favor you. So please spend time talking to God. See, it doesn't even matter if you are righteous or not. You see, I was not righteous when I was having conversation with God. But because He wants the best for you, why wouldn't He answer you? Why wouldn't He talk to you? You are His daughter, you are His son. So can a father or a mother that really loves his or her child or children really abandon you? Like, if they really love you that much, they will always like, okay, I want the best for you because I want you to make the best decision. So God wants the best for us, but we have to engage with Him. Please, don't rush this thing. With that person you want to spend the rest of your life with. The rest of your life? Rest of your life? It's not easy. It's not easy. So that's how I can leave this conversation with you. Please, have that conversation because as a result of having that conversation with God, I'm enjoying my marriage today. Not to say that there are no challenges. There are challenges. But the fact that, you see, your mind is at rest that you are with the right person. So you don't have to doubt. So you have to just feel like, okay, these challenges that we're going through is meant for us. It's meant to strengthen us. Maybe there's something that I don't understand that I need to understand. Knowledge that I don't have about her or knowledge I don't have about me that I need to gain that knowledge now and become a better person. So some of these challenges are to make us become a better man or better woman. But we don't want to go through those challenges with the wrong person.
Yes. Right. Wow.
You want to go through challenges with the right person because they were able to support you through that experience. Thank you for giving us the permission and coming today you made the right decision to be here. either just to support me, support my wife, or you came here just to listen and get knowledge. Things that I know today is God, studying, and she's like my exam. Trust me, she's my exam. I am where I am today through God, but through this woman. Through this woman. Because she challenges me. In the right way. To think right, to make the right decisions, to make the commitment. If there's nobody challenging you, like what? Somebody got to be challenging you. Either you are challenging yourself, somebody challenging you to become better. And we are positioned to have relationship. We are positioned in this world to have relationship. Either relationship, you want to call it a love relationship, or you want to call it friendship relationship. You got to have some kind of relationship. That's how you can thrive. They say iron sharpens iron. So you need another iron. So when somebody is challenging you, don't think that they are challenging your authority. Like, can you have a different perspective about that? So she helps me to understand real manhood. Let me just put it that way. Yeah, she helps me. So I appreciate that, baby. At this juncture, you may kiss your bride. Thank you all for coming today.